Hey, um, I'm not making a lot of videos because I have nothing to talk about usually. But this time I wanted to talk about how people seem to react to somebody who's transgender depending on the way they look. So if you know what being transgender is, then you most likely have heard of Thomas Beatie, the pregnant man that was on Oprah, and well, he was a transgender man. Well, he still is a transgender man, and he received a lot of criticism. One, because he decided to become pregnant and give birth to a child, which isn't exactly a man's job. And two, well, if you look up past pictures of him, he wasn't exactly a shabby-looking woman. I don't like saying that because he's not a woman, but when he used to be one, I guess. Uh, let's just. I'm gonna try to not necessarily be politically correct so you understand what I'm saying. When Thomas Beatie was a woman, he was pretty good looking as a woman, and he still is now. He's a good looking guy. But I got curious. I looked up Thomas Beatie on Google Images for some reason, and I ended up on a picture of him when he was still a woman. I clicked on that and I ended up on an article, and the comments were filled with people saying God is not pleased, God is disgusted, this does not approve of homosexuality. First of all, Thomas Beattie is not a homosexual if he's with a woman. Just because he used to have a feminine body doesn't mean he's a lesbian. This is a heterosexual or maybe bisexual man with a woman. So let's just put the homosexual thing aside. It's, anyway, there's no reason for God not to be pleased if they have a loving, happy family with children. But I digress because I don't know shit about this stuff. What made me angry is how people didn't like what he did because he was a beautiful woman. And that was the only argument that I saw in all the comments, other than God is not pleased. It's just, oh no, what a beautiful woman, what a waste, what a mutilation or some shit. It's because Thomas Beattie used to look pretty good as a woman. And I just wonder, why am I not getting any criticism? Like, I'm not jealous of Thomas Beattie, thank God, but I'm just saying, I don't make a good looking chick. I never did make a good looking chick. I'm okay as a guy. I think I could look even better eventually, but I never made a good looking girl, and I never will. So I guess maybe I'm not getting those oh but you're so pretty comments because I wasn't pretty as a girl. Um, I think I make a pretty handsome guy. Like I said, I could look better when I lose some weight and testosterone gets some more effect on my body. But I didn't make a pretty girl. I did maybe in my senior picture when I was caked with makeup and shit. But fuck that shit. I wasn't doing it every day of my life. So technically, I wasn't really pretty without the makeup. So I bet a lot of chicks aren't pretty without makeup either. But yeah, that's how I receive comments from people. It's that, oh, we always knew that you acted kind of masculine, or just that you always you make a good looking boy or some shit. And it's like, I'm just wondering that if somebody's transgender but they look like, if they're, for example, like me, FTM, but they look like a guy more than they look like a girl. Does it make it better that they're transitioning for the sake of not looking like a disgusting beast? Or will you still say how happy you are for them even if they made a pretty girl before? So that's why I'm wondering what gives with people's reactions. One day they're like, oh, God is happy with you and happy for you, and He's with you on your journey as you transition. And then they turn around and say something else to somebody else because how they used to be before. That God is not happy that you ruined your body because He gave you a beautiful, womanly body to use and you ruined it. It just sounds like a lot of bullshit to me. Yes, a lot of people look good before the transition, but they also looked really good after the transition. They're not gonna get ugly if that's what you're worried about. And like I see a lot, like I go to an transgender group in here in Montreal. Um, it's called the ATQ, and I see more women than guys over there, and you can some of them you can see kind of still what they used to look like before because their transition is that not that far along, and transitioning from male to female is a lot harder than female to male because, well, if you start off with a deep voice and very masculine features, that's hard to get rid of unless you go through extensive surgery and all that. But yeah, I can see what they looked like before. And one of the women, she hasn't exactly started anything. She shows up as Martin. She says her name is Martin, and she's not dressing, just showing any femininity. I guess she's still working on it because she hasn't taken estrogen yet. And um, I don't want to like I'm trying to sound not politically correct, so you understand what I'm saying. She makes a good-looking man. She's very handsome, and I would trade faces with her and bodies any day. And I think if somebody saw her, they would say, "Oh, what a shame! You're such a good-looking man. Why would you ever want to become a woman? Just because she has good features." And I don't see why you would say that. So you're basically asking somebody to stay miserable and just unhappy with their life just because you don't approve of how their face is gonna change after transition. And Thomas Beatie grew a beard and he got top surgery and all that, and I think he's getting a hysterectomy because he doesn't want any more children. And people aren't happy with that because he was a good-looking woman. Um, I could provide a link to the picture, I guess, in the description box so you can see. Um, but yeah, just people are just saying that how he mutilated his body and is an abomination, and just like a couple of comments that say, fuck you guys, he's happy. But if he didn't look good as a chick, then I'm sure that there wouldn't be that many negative comments. I'm positive. If he looked anything like me when he was a chick, I think people would be like, "Whoa, good job, grits for you. You're finally becoming who you were always meant to be because you were an ugly fuck as a chick." So yeah, that's my 2 cents, I guess, on this matter. It's just how people become really hypocritical and weird when somebody is ugly before transition. I don't know. Like I've noticed cases of FTMs, how they made ugly chicks and they made very good looking guys after. We're like, oh, thank God you transitioned because you were one ugly bitch. I'm not saying that's how all people work, but I like for example my family they didn't call me an ugly bitch or anything, but I am very hairy from the beginning and all that, and they were like, oh, you know what? All God had to do was give you a penis. Why couldn't He just do that? Just because I'm hairy. If I wasn't hairy, if I looked anything like female cousins, I wouldn't get any comments like that. But yeah, that's it. Um, as for an update, I'm almost 3 months on testosterone. I'll be 3 months on the 2nd, I suppose. Yeah, the 2nd of December. And my testosterone brand got discontinued, so I have to go back and see the guy to give me a new type of testosterone. Sorry, my hair is messed up. And it makes me nervous because I'm just worried about. Sorry. Sorry. I'm just worried about what 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 the difference will be, I guess, between both testosterone brands. I hope just that there's no like weird side effects if I change um, what type of testosterone I use. I don't think it'll go badly. A lot of people have to switch sometimes because their period doesn't stop or something. Speaking of periods, I'm on mine right now and it's pissing me off. Like I thought that it was gone. It was taking a really long time to get here, and I just figured, well, I guess maybe it doesn't get here anymore. But it is stronger than ever and more painful than ever. Yeah. So I'll update when I have something new or just something to talk about, as usual. And things are going well, I guess. Oh, and I decided to stop going to college because I really need to work on myself, and it's like I have to uh, just to say remaster all of my thoughts and preconceptions and everything. I just have to go over that all over again and just change it or adjust it because of this whole transition. And I can't do that as I'm going to college because it's just too much to take care of at the same time. So that's what I'm gonna be doing, and hopefully I'm gonna get somewhere this year. Just do something. Find a way to work out without going to the gym and not being able to bind. And I don't think I can get a job because my name hasn't been changed yet. Apparently, I need to send us a request for sex reassignment surgery with the name change, which sucks because I'm not ready for that. But I'll figure it out. I guess I have a very long time to figure it out. And my girlfriend is getting here in 2 weeks to spend Christmas with me, which is exciting. And it's giving me the poops because I don't know how to be in a relationship. Uh, she lives far away, so this is the first time I get to see her. And it's exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time because there's so much stuff that is gonna be new to me. But I expect that it'll be very fun, and hopefully I won't be a nervous wreck the entire time. So I'll see you next video whenever I make. Well, you'll see me next video when I make something new. Bye.